Okay, so hello guys. I think one more person joined. My name is Said, guys. So I'll be your instructor for the next month. So we will be doing the internship. So my goal here is to help you guys to set up the project and work on this project for the next 1.5 months, if I'm not mistaken. So we will be building some application in React.js. So I will talk about in detail in a bit. So, but beforehand, let me introduce myself. So as I said, my name is Said. I currently live and work in Canada, in Vancouver. So I've been living here for the last how many already? Almost 6 years. Before that, I lived in Europe, in Estonia, in Germany, and also I lived in USA as well for some short time. Yeah, so I've been working as a software engineer for the last 13 years. So my primary tech stack, I would say, is backend, but I also did most of the front end as well, using some of the libraries that you have that you are learning, guys, which is the React.js and some other uh, libraries. Yeah, so the frameworks, I would say, like Vue.js and stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, so also quick note. So our what is that? Is Tuesday, right? Tuesday classes will be a bit different. So it's not gonna be similar to the main classes you have, guys, where you basically learn something. But our class will be mostly, I would say, you'll be doing the most of the work. So what I mean by that is, starting from the next sprint, I think so we will be doing so-called demo sessions. So basically, what it means is you will be doing some work for a week, and on every Tuesday we will be doing some demo, right? So you'll be guys showing what you have been doing, what you have done, and what you're planning to do, right? So all these sort of questions, not questions, I would say topics, yeah? So we will discuss so that we can see your progress, guys, okay? And my role is basically to assist you, to help you whenever you need some help with some projects, with some tasks, right? So because each of you guys will be doing some task. Um, yeah, what else? Let me see. I think have covered everything before we get started. So if you have any questions, guys, let me know. Okay, so let's see. Um, yeah, so also I actually wanted to ask quickly, so how's your React.js skills, guys? Are you pretty confident already or still if you have some still learning, that's fine. Like in this internship, you don't have to be a React.js expert. Yeah, so at least we need to know some basics, right? How React.js works and all this sort of, yeah. Yes. David, do you want to say something?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I see you unmuted your mic. Okay, that's why I was just wondering. Okay. Okay, so that's good, guys. I checked it quickly, the spreadsheet. I see most of you guys are based in US, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Mm, yeah, I think so.
Okay. Good. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so because yeah, usually what we do in the internships, like usually we had like teams, like we divided into teams, but because there are not that many people in this cohort, so we probably go with one team. So yeah, yeah, all you guys will be working in a team, like and collaborating with each other, and there'll be some roles which you can delegate from week to week. So I will talk in detail before that. But also, I actually wanted to ask quickly. So, does anybody have experience working as a um, like as an IT or engineer? Like maybe you did some co-op or you have some Scrum skills, guys. Anybody?
No.
No. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, there is some masking actually because this the internship that we will be doing is it's not only about writing code, it's also about managing team, like it's also a skill. It's so-called soft skill. So like not only managing others, but also like taking care of yourself, like what you will be doing every day, to accomplish this project. And there will be some administration work you have to do. So that's also you have to learn some of that. Like um, I will show you like there's something called the Jira. We will go through. It's basically a ticket management system. Yeah, so if you have experience, guys, like working in other industry, maybe like or maybe you have watched in the TV shows, like on the board, on the wall, basically there's some stickers, and they move these stickers all around, like from left until like to the right. So like showing any stickers in progress. Like no, first one is basically the to-do stickers, like what I have to do. And the second one is kind of like in progress. And the third one is basically you have finished your task, right? And you move that sticker or ticket to another column, which is called the test. So what it means, you basically test your work, right? So you finish locally, you deploy to the production, right? So and then you test it, and then once you verify it, you move it to the last column, which is called the done, right? So this is the a tool or a website. So we will be using. It's called the Jira. Um, what else? Yeah, and I will walk through, guys, this project called the Cargo Fleet. So we will be doing. It's a name of the project that we will be doing. And yeah, and also I prepared some kickoff document for you guys just to um, give you the whole picture, you know. So okay, so
Said,
yeah.
I don't know for the other guys, but could you please zoom your screen because it's really small?
Oh, okay, sorry. It's do that, sure. Yeah, sorry. I recently changed my monitor. It's 38, I think. So that's why. Okay, I can do that. Sorry. Okay.
Mhm. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, no problem. Um, yeah, guys, any questions, please let me know, guys. I really enjoy when the class is, like engaging, like I appreciate if you ask any questions or concerns you have, just to make it more interesting, right? Because otherwise, if one person speaks all the 3 hours, it will be really boring, right? So, okay, that's why, guys, always please stop me, okay? If something is not clear.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, so if that sounds good, so let me, yeah, well, actually, before we go through this document, let's create a team, right? So I see we have some team. I believe this was like in the beginning, and it looks like most of the people dropped. Right. So what I like to do first is before that, let's create another tab. So I call it internship team. Also, let me delete everything. So as I mentioned, we will be having only one team. Yeah, before. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, let's go through the list. So if you can tell me, guys, I see I have also spoken with Aizad as well, like who is participating and stuff, like the active students, I mean, who dropped. So, but also I want to go through with you guys, like maybe if you can tell me also, like um, who is joining, who is actively joining, so that we can build the team, right? So here I see Davut, he's here. So for now, let me just delete everything here. Okay, so Davut, and also we have Aziza. So
Yes, I'm here.
yes, hello Aziza. So I think you are also. So I don't see Eleman. Um, if you know, guys, please. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let me create another list here. Okay, so I will reach them out separately.
Uh,
Jogar,
5 people
yes,
who joining right now.
yeah.
This is the only people who joining the class these days.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good to know. So I will just create a team then quickly, and then I will reach out to these guys. Yeah, that sounds good. So we have a JPEG here. Hey, done. Okay. Sultan. Okay, and we also have yeah, I don't see Big Mike here. Okay, let me go Big Mike. So I think yeah, I'll just add you here. Yes, Sultan, Big Mike, Masat. Okay. So sounds good. So okay, so let me delete this table. Yeah, what I need from you guys here. So if you can open this document and share your GitHub here, that would be good. So we actually need your GitHub here, guys. If you can open this link and then enter your GitHub username, that would be useful. Okay, so
Later or right now?
yeah, if you can do it now, it's or if you cannot do it, let me know. I'll just do it for you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
good. Thank you.
Uh,
So
it's like we have still the oh wait, oh okay, thank you.
yes, hello.
Yeah, I don't know how to do
Um,
to paste it by
okay. Let me do that. So um, that was you, right? So
yeah, that's me.
yeah, what was your GitHub username? I can do it for you.
It just my My first name and last name. That's it.
Okay.
Together.
Yeah, no point, nothing like that. Okay.
No. In the first name is like with the capital ones, like first name with D capital and T the capital. That's it.
Oh, yeah, let me just actually enter the URL instead. Yeah, Bikimai and Aziza, if you can do that, guys, please. Cool. Let's do that here. Good. So now, yeah, now once we have a team, so yeah, usually what we do, guys. So yeah,
Sorry, I don't know how to do it, but I sent you my username. Can you?
yeah, sure. Where did you say? Okay, it's in the link. Okay, here. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Okay, Big Mike, take your time. Okay, so it's not.
And
Mhm.
my name is the Dovut, not Davut. It's supposed to be one.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm really sorry. Yes, I think we get now. Yeah, I need to. This one. Okay. Yes, that's good. Good. So now, yeah, before let's, yeah, actually, we have to go through this document first. Why this is not opening? Okay, so let's see. Okay, I hope we can read. Let me make it bigger. Okay, so as I mentioned in the beginning, so it's an internship program, right? So we'll be building a real application. It's a project called Cargo Fleet. And this company has a website. You can go ahead and visit, actually. So this is basically a fleet management software. Okay, so, and you can see some information here. So basically, we will be building this kind of a portal, right? So um, where the fleet management or truck owner companies, they can manage their vehicles, right? Manage their drivers if there are any issues, right? So, and yeah, there'll be some kind of widgets here, right? So, but let's go one by one. So as I mentioned, this is Cargo Fleet is basically it's a software company, so which builds fleet management application for truck companies. Okay, so which basically helps truck companies to manage their fleet. Yeah. Okay, and it's relatively new. Yeah, which was created by the former truck drivers 4 years ago, and it's based in Illinois. Yeah, they basically saw the opportunity, right? So they saw that this kind of application somewhere, and they decided to create their own. So for that, they decided to hire people to help them. Okay, and you can see all of those alternatives or the competitors, so-called. So these are like I don't know about Canada, but these are pretty big companies based on US. Yeah, and what are we basically trying to solve is the companies itself. It's trying to solve the paperwork, right? So we want to bring everything to online. Yeah, and like if you have worked as a truck driver or not, but when I was in US, actually, I didn't work as a truck driver, but I joined my friend we took a 1 week trip. At the beginning, I thought I was thinking it as a trip, but eventually, I was like taking it as a, a nice opportunity to visit some cities, but it's really tough work, guys, if you know what I mean. And they had to deal with a lot of paper. Like it was a while ago, actually. So it was around, if I'm not mistaken, 2013, I believe. Yeah, it's 2013, I think. Yeah, there are basically a lot of paperwork, I would say, and they have to input everything they have in some weird software, right? So it's not really convenient. And yeah, so overall, like if a car needs maintenance, right? So they had to like give a call someone, right? So what we're trying to do is we want to try build some portal, basically a simple portal where they can basically create the issues if the truck has the issue, right? And also as the truck driver, we can log in and manage the truck, like the fleets, and also like manage the drivers, right? Like have this sort of a management software.
Mm.
Yeah, so what else? Yeah, and as I mentioned, the company itself is pretty small. And also, side note, guys, when you start interviewing, okay, um, you'll be asked like about some experience you have, right? So, and this is a good opportunity to talk about it, okay? So what I mean by that is when you start interviewing, they might ask you like, have you worked somewhere, right? So, and you can take this opportunity and say like, hey, I did some internship, like, and tell about this company, right? So about the structure, usually in the coding interviews, right? So they're like soft skills, and before even you go to the pass to the coding interview, guys, you will talk with a lot of HR people, people in the middle, I would say, and to talk all of this kind of information, right? So, and this is good thing to share, okay? And you can come back to this document whenever you have chance. So I will share it as well in the Slack later on. Yeah, and the company itself, it's pretty small, around 15 people, two founders, designer, tester, and some engineers. And we have some junior developers. So yeah, so Cargo Fleet also they have some mobile application as far as I know, but I'm not sure what's the status at the moment, but we will not be touching that. So we will be mostly working with the web app, right? So their application.
So
Okay.
no that like working with the data and
No,
no
nothing like that.
backend. Okay.
Yeah, nothing like that. So I have prepared the backend like the application itself, so it's everything is ready. So I will share the API. Yeah, so and you will be working with this API. So no backend work is needed. Okay.
Like a get, post, delete, and all this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So all you have learned during like in the last 6 months, right? Or five months. So this, yeah, nothing will be like totally new, guys. Okay, if it will be, but I believe with this knowledge you have at the moment, you should be able to figure out. Okay, nothing, no rocket science. Okay, so the only thing is required from you guys is persistence. Okay, like whenever you are given some task, do it. Okay, so and this is the best advice I can give you. Okay.
Mhm.
So um, What else? Yeah, and yes, this is the one that I wanted to touch. Has anybody heard about a term called Scrum or Agile methodologies, guys? Does anybody know?
Only the name,
Name?
agile.
Hey, hello, Masat. Have you heard?
I know.
No?
Understand.
Okay. Okay, so
Sorry,
yeah.
sorry. Agile, it means Jira, yeah? Method.
Yeah, Jira it's a tool, but Agile and Scrum, these are like mythologies, like these are some abstract stuff. But Jira is basically an application, right? A web application, which helps to use these mythologies.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But guys, if you haven't heard about it, so this is totally fine. Okay, so we will be learning it on the way. Okay, so before going further, I will basically tell you more about these mythologies and why we have them. Okay, so let me show you. Yeah, this is a really good example. Okay, so let me let me actually start with this. Okay, who has worked in like I don't know in some industry where you had like a plan? Did you guys like in your workplace, did you plan ahead, right? I believe like you put some goals and then you start acting, right? Have you done something similar in the past, guys?
Mm,
At your work, I mean.
I don't think so. The truck driver is accountable, but no.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so software development, guys, it's like it's the same, like it's the same as job, I would say, like in car factory or some in other places, right? This is all human beings like working on something basically, right? And whenever you work like in a team, especially, right? If you work alone, like if you are the CEO, director, and everything is totally fine. But if you're working in a team, you need to have some, I don't know, like a mythology, all right, or some kind of a plan that you can act on, right? Because just imagine, guys, if you are working in a team like 10 people, and just imagine if there was no such mythologies, you would just step on each other, right? So one person would be doing, and the second would be doing this, like, and there'll be a mess, right? So that's why people created this thing called the Scrum or Scrum mythology, right? And this is basically a mythology which helps people to um, plan their project, right? So basically, imagine that you are working in company C, XYZ, okay? And you are working in a team, and your manager will give you some work to the team, right? And your team needs to sit down and you have to plan ahead, right? So you have to sit down and think about it. Okay, hey team, what are we doing? When this project should be delivered, for example, right? So who'll be working on which part of the project? These kind of questions are all discussed in this Scrum meetings or Scrum mythology. Okay, and everything starts from here. Okay, so here you can see that there's something called the product backlog. So this is a place basically, as I mentioned, you are given some task from the manager. Okay, so let's take this example. So you are working the Facebook, okay, and your manager told you to implement Facebook Messenger. Okay, so what you do is you sit down and talk with your manager and team and create some kind of to-do list, as I mentioned at the beginning, right? Do you remember, guys, like to-do stickers? Let me. Yeah, so I think um, yeah, sorry. So yeah, so for example, this kind, okay? So you, this was a good one. Okay, so you sit down and then start creating these small stickers, okay? Or so-called in software development, it's so-called a ticket. Okay, you start working on those ticket and they just basically pile up. Okay, so there'll be a lot of them. Like, for example, if you have used the Facebook Messenger, right? So there could be a ticket, for example, show username. Okay, this is another ticket, right? It's a and for example, maybe functionality, right? So if I send message X to someone, they should see it immediately, right? So this is another ticket. Basically, see the guys. So we're basically given some big amount of big project, and our task is basically to make it chunk, make it split those into small chunks, right? So you sit down, and then you start creating these small tickets one by one, like baby step, right? See, so and they basically pile up. Like there'll be a lot of them. Trust me, guys. So so now once you have these hundreds of tickets, right? So and the next step is basically so-called a planning meeting. Okay, this is the meeting where you will sit down with your team. Okay, it can be in the Zoom or it can be in person in the separate room. Okay, you sit down and then discuss. Okay, this is basically like like human interaction basically. Yeah, you just sit down and then talk. Okay, you say, for example, hey John, I think we can do this ticket in this week, for example, and then you say, okay, I can take that ticket, for example. It will take me, I don't know, 2 days maybe to implement it, or 1 day. Okay, you just sit down and then plan something. Okay, so then once you have agreed on something, okay, there should be some kind of consensus, right? You have to decide something. Okay, so you decide that you'll be working on 10 tickets, for example, in this week, and then you start it. Okay, so this is called a sprint backlog. You start a sprint. Okay, so sprint is basically a short, basically, let's say, amount of weeks. Okay, so you sit down with the team and then decide, okay, so what we'll be doing in the next 2 weeks or 1 week. Okay, this is called a sprint. Okay, so if you have run some guys, like, did you guys run sprint or like train somewhere, like, you run sprints, like, think of it like the same way, right? So you run it like for 2 weeks, this sprint. Okay, you sit down with your team and work on these tickets that you have agreed on for the next 2 weeks. Okay, does this make sense, guys? Like these 3 steps, these are really crucial. So we will be practicing and using this, okay? Yes, David?
Now I just turned off my mic.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, if it makes sense, that's good. Yeah, so now once this sprint is finished, like started, so you see, guys, this is like it's a ongoing process. Okay, so and as you can imagine, like this will continue forever, basically. Okay, so once this 2 week sprint finished, so you'll do it again, like do this again and again. Okay, so that's why this is kind of circle, So once you like finish the sprint, before that, there's also every day there's something called a daily scrum. Okay, so this daily scrum is basically usually a morning meeting. Like in the morning, people do it in person or in Slack. You sit down as a team and then discuss what you have done yesterday, what you will be doing today, and any blockers. Okay, does it make sense? So it's good if we also do that in our internship. Okay, guys. So basically, you have to decide with the team, like at what time it's good for you guys to sit down and talk. Okay, like, and this is also a good opportunity, guys. If you haven't met each other, like you can make new connections, right? So do that, guys, please. In the Slack chat, or if you have a WhatsApp channel, just come up with some date or come up with some time every day. Like it can be before the class or in the morning or after class. Okay, so it's up to you guys, totally up to you. But usually, from my experience, it's done in the morning, right? Because it's a good opportunity just to think about it. Like, yeah, just to think about it, plan your day, basically, right? So, yeah, so every day you do this daily scrum for the next 2 weeks. Make sense, guys? So, so you do that every day for 2 weeks, yeah. So, and then then the job will be finished, right? So as you can see, good. So finished work, and this is a place where I come. So basically, once we have finished everything, so this will be also part of the demo sessions, guys. Okay, do you remember I mentioned in the morning? So we will be doing this so-called sprint review. Okay, so we will meet you guys every Tuesday. So, and we will discuss how was the sprint. Okay, so have you learned something, right? So was there any challenge you have faced, you know, any kind of questions, okay? And you will also share to me, share to your teammates, right? So what you have done, basically, right? So it's a good, guys, if you think about it, it's a good opportunity for you guys. So that's why I ask you guys to take part. Okay, so don't just guys sit down in our class. Okay, it's not like a class where you can just sit down and then watch the videos. Okay, it will not help you guys, trust me. So you have to do it on your own. Okay, and yeah, so this is so called the post sprint actions. Yeah, so we will discuss how it went and then continue. Okay, so as you can imagine, we will have around, if I'm not mistaken, around 4 sprints in the next 1.5 month. 3 or 4 weeks, or 3 or 4 sprints. Okay, and our sprint will last for 2 weeks. Or we can decide, guys. I will ask you as well. We can do it 1 week as well. That's actually that's a good idea. Actually, maybe we can do it 1 week because we have one team. So yeah, I'm thinking about 1 week actually. So okay, any questions, guys? Let me know. Or any concerns, guys? Any if something didn't make sense, anything, guys?
Is
No?
this gonna be some like the GitHub where we're gonna like
Yeah, exactly.
repo?
Yeah, so we will be creating some GitHub. I will share the starter code. Okay, so as I mentioned, we will not be building something from scratch. Okay, so in your main classes, you've been building some small applications every day, right? Mostly like, but this project will be big. Okay, so we will be. I will give you some starter code, and then your task is basically to jump into the code, see what's going on. Okay, you know, so it will be like kind of simulated, okay, to what I have been doing for the last 13 days in the software development. Okay, so you'll be basically learning from someone else code. Okay, this is a good skill as well. Okay, cool. So
Creating the everybody gonna create like own branch.
yes, exactly.
Creating.
So there'll be one repository, and each of you guys in this sprint, yeah, once you are given some task, you have to create your branch and then create a pull request, okay? And your teammates have to review it, okay? Either approve or reject, or leave some comments for the improvements, you know? And this cycle will go on. So I will show you that one as well. Like, but that's a good question. Yes, so we will definitely be doing that. And also, by the way, so we will set up it so that whenever you merge your pull request or code into the main branch, it will automatically get deployed to the production. Okay, by production, I mean like a place, a website, right? So it's not like localhost 300 on your local machine, yeah? For example, I cannot access from my computer your local host, right? So we will be deploying it to the production, like for example, cargofleet.com or some other website, right? So every time you merge your code into the main master branch, it will automatically get deployed into the production. Good. Yeah. So yeah. So in a nutshell, this is basically a Scrum. Okay. Like you see, guys, like this can be applied anywhere. Like not just in software development. It can be even applied into your personal life. Like there's something called the Kaizen. If you have heard about it or not, guys. So this is something similar to that, I would say. Like you plan ahead your life, you put some goals, your goals into stickers, like either on the wall or in the software, right? So then you start acting, like you start acting step by step, like, it can be applied in the real life as well, like not in software development. So I've read in one book, actually, guys, this was some of the this Scrum methodology, especially in the software development, was they took it basically, the idea, I mean, basically from one of the car factories, if I'm not mistaken, because you imagine like car factory, right? It's a complex system, right? So it's not like that, yeah. Cool. Yeah, what else? I don't have anything here. Yeah, so you can watch like in the YouTube, guys, like you see, so like for example, this diagram, it usually lasts for 1 to 4 weeks. So in our project, let's do it 1 week, guys. If you have any concerns or other opinions, let me know. But I think this is a good for a small team.
Sorry, in
Mhm.
1 week, do you mean we're gonna finish the project in 1 week or?
No, that's not about it. So as you mentioned, do you remember I told you like we'll have around 3-4 sprints, right? Do you remember this sprint will be a small chunk of work we have to do within a sprint, within
Okay.
1 week, and we will have 4 or 5 weeks, 4 or 5 sprints in our internship.
Oh, okay. I got
Yeah,
it.
it will be like a whole life cycle, once we finish one sprint, we will not be done. Okay, so we have to take another one, like until we're done, basically.
I got it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so let's continue. Yeah, so you can read about it, like guys, like about Scrum, all right, in this document as well. Yeah, I'm not gonna read everything, guys, for you, just giving these ideas. Yeah, so this is something that I will probably come back later, guys. This is so-called the code review. Have you guys created a pull request on the GitHub? Has anybody did that in the past?
The most
No?
of the time we just been creating all our like projects and we'll just git commit and git push them
Okay.
all the time.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Okay, so because we will be using GitHub, utilizing GitHub heavily, guys. Okay, so if you have if you have until now you have used GitHub like just to push something quickly, right to the. But this time we will be doing like a full cycle, right? So you don't just push to master. So okay, we will not allow you to do that. Okay, so I will talk you later, but there's some step called the code review. Okay, so basically, this is a step when you push your code into the GitHub, and your teammates have to review it. Okay, either they have to approve it, they say, okay, this looks good. Okay, for example, Davut has created one pull request or branch in the GitHub, okay? And for example, some of you guys like Aziza or Maksad or Bigima, you can say like, okay, Davut, this looks good, let's merge it. Okay, and this all be done on the GitHub. No like Slack channel required, okay? So this is called a code review session or phase. Okay, so when someone creates a pull request, the person cannot merge it by himself. Okay, this is what I was talking. So by merging is you cannot bring your code into the main or master branch. Okay, this is strictly prohibited. Okay, otherwise you will suddenly or intentionally, I hope hopefully not, break the production system. Okay. And if you can imagine, like guys, this can be really there are a lot of situations like that. Okay, so especially if you are working in the bank or financial systems, okay, if you change some, I don't know, a variable name or rename this variable name, the whole banking application can be down, right? So that's the important, like the functionality, I mean, right? So that's why you cannot bring your code into the master branch directly. Okay, someone from your team has to approve it before that. Okay, they either have to reprove it or you can also reject it. Okay, you can say, hey, the looks like you have changed this function name. Okay, let's change it here as well. You can leave some sort of this kind of comment. Okay, in the pull request.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so you test it, and then you merge to master. Yeah, here it says deploy manually, but we'll be doing automatically. Okay. And yes, and also this branching strategy. So this is also important. If you have created a branch in our internship, you'll not be creating like some random letters, okay? So we will be using so-called the ticket number. I will show you later. Okay, what else? Yeah, and have you used the tool called the Redux, library called Redux, guys?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. What about context API?
Yep.
Okay,
Already
that's good. Yeah,
Yep.
context API, that's good. I believe you will cover Redux this week, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check.
Next week, Monday, it's the
Oh, okay, next week, Monday. Okay, that's good. Because we will not be coding, like this week will be no coding. Okay, so I will share your task for the week, but we'll start basically coding, I believe, from this week, from the second week. Okay, so this week will be more like exploratory. Okay, so you will learn the starter code, set it up locally, make it runnable. Okay, so that's why it's fine. Like if you, but if you know context API, it's actually good enough, I would say. Like because you have some idea, right? Why we use the context API, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. So
Is it gonna be global one or just in the main page? I mean, main J6, like app J6.
no, it will be, you mean like the Redux or context API?
Context.
Yeah, it will be In the index.js, it works the same way as a context API, guys. If you remember, you create some provider and then you basically put or inject in the index.js, right? So it's kind of similar to that. Like it's also a global store, and then you can share this global store within your components, right? So otherwise, yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, if you heard about it, like there's something called props drilling, right? So
Yeah.
where to get some data from one state, like from here, right? If there's some middle, so you have to do these like small steps, pass the props all the way down, right? So to avoid that, you will be using a library called Redux, okay, which will help us to avoid that, okay? Cool. So, okay, so I think we should be done for this hour. So let me know, guys, like about we have covered like the company itself, what the company is doing, right? So also we have covered like about the structure, about the Scrum methodology, right? So if you're curious, just watch a couple videos maybe on the YouTube. This will help you more. Okay, so but otherwise, I think we did pretty good on the Scrum. Yeah, and then there'll be some kind of day-to-day responsibilities like code review that I mentioned, right? Yeah, so and these are some Q&As that you can have a look later. Yeah, let me see what else. Yeah, it's a 7-page document, not that big. Cool. So the next, we'll take a short break, guys. After that, so we will go through this document. Okay, so this is the real document that we will discuss, right? So like see the project, what we're gonna build. Okay, so all these sort of questions. Okay, so I will put the timer. Let's take a 15 minutes timer break. So cool. So I hope to see you guys in 15 minutes. Let me. Okay, so let's go on. Split. Okay, so now let's go through this kickoff document. So yeah, so basically the about the cargo fleet. Yeah, so here I've shared 2 more links, guys, for you. Just to see about the Agile, Scrum. Okay, so you can get some more introductory videos here, and also a link to the Jira. Okay, so this is the tool. Remember, guys, I told you we will be using to use this Scrum methodology, basically. Yeah. So a website where we can basically move those stickers. Okay, so yeah, and this is the SATEC project. So I can actually open it. Yeah, I have provided the email and password key, guys, for you. Okay, so you can open it and see. Okay, so let me, yeah, I will double check on this, guys. Looks like maybe this is the old one. Okay, but if we log in into the Jira ticket, for example, this one. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Give me a moment. Okay, sorry, I'm not getting this verification code for some reason. Yeah, maybe this Jira is, yeah, I hope they will send it soon. So let me just continue for now. Okay, so yeah, and these are some of the features that we will be building, guys. So there'll be some sort of a dashboard. Okay, so so where the logged in user can see a number of review issues, a number of vehicles in each status, okay? And also there'll be some sort of a graph here. So you can see that from this picture here, yeah. So there'll be like a graph showing like the number of month in the trips completed in each month, okay? Yeah, it's basically a dashboard, and also we will have another section called the vehicles, right? So this is some kind of CRUD application, basically. So where you can add a new vehicle, then add it or delete it. Okay, and this is all will be done using the API that I will share. Okay, so basically the search functionality, adding functionality, showing a list of vehicles. Yeah, so for example, here, if you click add new, there should be some sort of a page, or it can be a model window, right? So where you will specify your vehicle model, plate number, engine number, etc. And for example, the fuel type, let me make it bigger. For example, the fuel type, it can be either diesel, gasoline, propane, or natural gas. So in some places, guys, I have added this kind of a block. So basically think of this as a permitted, like the list of options, okay, that you should populate on this list. So whenever I click it, there'll be only these options. Otherwise, if you submit something different, API will fail, okay? So you'll not be able to add a vehicle, for example. Just make sure that, okay? Cool. So once you submit the vehicle, you'll be landed in some sort of a details page, right? So where you can view in detail, for example, the status of the vehicle, plate number, and if there's an image on the right. Yeah, some more additional attributes in the, yeah, so that you have added in this add page. And yeah, so when the vehicle is created, this section called the maintenance will be empty. Like yeah, there won't be any issues. Okay, so we will see. So yeah, so for example here, so what I can do is basically I can, as a driver or some operator, yeah, I can basically click on this button and submit some kind of issue for this vehicle fleet. All right, so for example, specify the date and describe what this issue is about it. For example, it can be a change oil or pump the tires, etc. Like any kind of issues, right? So, and then you select the priority, can be low, medium, or high. Cool. So once you're good, you can just go ahead and submit it. And yeah, all submitted issues will be added into this list, right? So for example, yeah, so here Yeah, so once they add it, this completed checkbox will be kind of available for you. So you can say, so once this one is completed, for example, if the oil is changed, for example, they can go ahead and check this checkbox. Okay. Any questions?
Do we have the history part? For example, you click completed, and if you go to somewhere, you can see their histories, what have already been done.
Yeah, that's a good thing, but no, for now we don't have that. So we will just have a list of the issues, and the status will be next to it. So, but that's a good option we can add. For example, by default, this will be kind of hidden, like the completed ones. So, and then we can add some kind of link here, which will basically click or check, and all the completed ones will be shown as well. Yeah, but that's a good thing to add if you have some time, like and on the end, for example, we can definitely add it. But for
For
now,
example,
just
the component owner can forget when was, or for example, like he wants to see all the histories about the maintenance of like special truck, and if you click somewhere and you can see the whole history, I think it's gonna be the
Oh, yeah, yeah, we will have that. So it's right
Oh,
here. Okay, so
okay.
we'll come back to this.
Mhm.
Okay, so for now, just a simple page, guys. Okay, so just one more time. So when you create a vehicle, you land on this page. Yeah, so you can get all the details and then add some issues here. Maintenance. Let's call it maintenance. Yeah, so that's it. And then there'll be another section for particular for the drivers, right? So I can access here. Yeah, this is the place where we can basically manage a list of drivers. Yeah, I can either, yeah, the functionality is kind of the same, guys, just like adding a new one, deleting, updating, and searching as well. And we can make these columns sortable as well. Yeah, so but this one is pretty simple. Like if you finish this part, like for the vehicles, that one should be like really straightforward, right? So because this one, look at that. So it's almost 99% similar to that one. Cool. So for example, and this page is basically how you can enter a new user, right? So for example, first name, last name, date of birth, etc. Yeah, like personal information. And also importantly, this license number and license class you can specify here. As you can see, this is like a new page, like in this example, but you can make it as a model as well, right? So like something similar to this one. So you don't have to, also, by the way, guys, you don't have to like implement 100%, like, yeah, this is like a mocking. I just did small, quick mocking, like how I vision it, yeah, so, but you can definitely do it, like give some style, like, yes, Masad?
It looks like the Figma, right? It looks like
Yeah,
the
exactly,
Yeah.
it's kind of Figma, yes.
Will we get the Figma, the part, like the pixels and something kind of like
No, yeah, so that's the thing. So the Figma is like it's really like pixel to pixel, right? But this one is, as I mentioned, it's more like a mocking. So I did like a quick draw on the paper, let's say. So
Mhm.
yeah, here I'm just outlining like the overall picture of the, yeah. So and it's up to you guys, like how, for example, here. So when I click on the schedule and maintenance, if you want to show a model or show a new page, it's totally up to you. Okay, so here I'm just showing you the idea of what we can do. For example, yeah, unfortunately we don't have that Figma files, so-called, yeah. So this is basically some mocks, basically.
Yeah.
I can share these mocks, guys, Maksad, if you want. So I created this in a website called, what was the, yeah, I created in this website called Mockup. So yeah, the details are here. If you're curious, I can share if you want. So yeah, so basically,
So you created by yourself?
yeah, I created myself, like so.
How many hours
like,
did you spend?
Yeah, I did it like I didn't remember, to be honest, like, but I just spent some couple hours, I believe.
I would be so lazy to do this one.
Yeah, but I just wanted to for you guys just to have some they're like a picture, otherwise, like if you don't have like overall picture, it's sometimes it's hard to work on something. Yeah, if you see something, that's easier for you. So I just did it so for you for convenience. Yeah. Okay, so they're the same. You can list, manage, or add new driver. For example, once you created a new driver, for example, there'll be some page called the driver details. Yeah, for example, the information about the driver, and the same, like in this case, there'll be a section for the trips, for example. Okay, so once the driver is created, there will not be any trips. So what you can do is you can create one, right? So it's kind of similar. You create, for example, look at here. So you create you click on this button, for example, and there'll be some page or model. So where you can specify, for example, yeah. So if I click here, this, for example, page, or this driver input should be kind of selected, pre-selected, right? Because I'm in this currently in this John Doe, so that's why I make it small note here. So this shouldn't be editable, right? So this should be disabled basically, and you can select the vehicle for this driver from this list. So you click on that, you will pull all the vehicles you created initially. Do you remember, guys, on the first step? So you should be able to see these vehicles you created earlier. So okay, and you specify from which address to what address, right? And you also specify like a start and end date for this trip, basically, distance and the trip duration. So yeah, so yeah, and once you do that, there should be a list of trips for the given user, right? So it can be like it kind of works as a history as well, like as mentioned earlier. So if the trip is completed, you can check it the same way, right? So cool, and yeah, I think this is it for now. I know like there are a bunch of details here, but I'm not sure, guys, if we will be able to complete the 100% of this, but at least we should be able to finish the vehicles, right? So you should be able to add a new vehicle, show, and then maintenance. But Maqsad, I think you were talking about earlier, like a place where we can list all of the issues, but I have removed that one for now, actually, because there'll be too much work. So that's why, if you have some time, we will add this. I have a separate page for that actually here. You see, so it's kind of similar to that, right? So there'll be a section, but for now, let's not do that. So basically, I'll be able to see a list of issues for a given vehicle only. Okay, so any questions, guys, about the project we'll be working on, or some ideas that we'll be working on?
Is it supposed to be responsive, or we don't care about the this kind of stuff?
In ideal world, yes, but for now it's not. We're not gonna focus on responsiveness 100%. Okay, but Guys, if you yeah, we'll be using so-called the Tailwind, if I'm not mistaken, this project. There's some small helper classes here and there you can use. Okay, so which will help you, but let's not focus like 100% on the responsiveness. Okay, because of the time constraint. I'm not sure we have enough time because the holidays are coming as well. You know, so let me see. December. Yeah, I think. Yeah, we have our families, you know, stuff to do outside of this, so I'm not sure we will have a lot of time for that. I'm not, yeah, let's see. Ideally, before the new year, we should be able to finish.
It looks like not so much work, to be honest.
Yeah,
So
so
if we will start like as soon as possible, I'm
mhm.
not sure like till the end of the next month we can finish it.
Yeah, let's do that. So I'm totally up to that. So we did this project like 2 times, I believe, but we will not able to complete it 100%. That's why I was wondering, like, if you can manage it like 100%, that would be like awesome. So let's work on that. Yeah, definitely. So
Actually, the
in the
problem is in our
Mhm.
cohort, we don't have so much homework always. We
Mhm.
always don't know what to do, and we
Okay.
are like trying to create some self homeworks.
Okay.
Yes, for that project,
Mhm.
if we are also the 5 people,
Mhm.
it looks like so easy. I
Yep.
don't see the about the search part. Search part. It's not APA, right? It's separate. It's like the searching what you have already.
Yeah, for now we can do that, but we also have API for that.
For the
Like,
search part?
yes,
Hmm.
we have search on the backend as well, but for now we will focus on the front end search only. But as I mentioned, there are like tickets, you know, like which we can definitely work on later, like the one you mentioned. But yeah, for now let's do it on front end only. Okay.
And it's gonna be all the
Um,
Tailwind, or
sorry.
you mentioned that we're gonna use the Tailwind or framework.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, let me double check
The
also
only
about that.
Tailwind?
Yeah,
Uh,
but I don't remember 100%. Let me double check. Sorry. Yes,
maybe
was that?
you're already familiar with, because we have too much. We have in React Strap, then we have Material UI, and so
Oh, okay.
it will. If you're gonna add the tiling, I will need some time to understand. The conversation is not gonna be that easy to. Usually, the companies will give you time a little bit. I mean, like 1 month, month.
1 month.
Yeah, always like
We will start next year.
in any companies, even in big companies, you will have a good time.
Yeah, we use these tailwind components here. But
I mean, we have
yeah.
Bootstrap, we have React Strap, and then we have Material UI, and what else we have? Now you
Yeah.
have a tiling.
Tailwind, yes, that's this is good, guys. If you know like Bootstrap or some other, it's kind of like almost similar to that. You know, I wouldn't be worried too much about it because at the end of the day, we will be just using components, right? Not writing the style on our own, right? So that's the thing. So we'll be using the components from the Tailwind. So that's the good part. So for example, I can show you one thing. For example. For example, when we show the table, right? So look at that. For example, you see, we'll be using, for example, this table container. Yeah, so we'll not be writing a style. Oh, this one is material UI, to be honest. Actually, sorry about that. I have checked one place, but for this component, sorry, but we'll be using a material UI.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sorry, I I was checking some other place. Okay. Yeah, we'll be using the material UI component, so we don't have to write CSS like on our own, so don't worry about that. Also, what else? Let's go on. Yeah, so for our project, I have created this API. Yeah, as I mentioned, we used to have like 2 teams, but for now, let's just use only this one. Yeah, I'll just leave it. Yeah, let me just delete it. Otherwise, there'll be some questions. Your API is this one. For example, you can open this documentation as well, just to read it. So let me. Sorry, it's taking some time. Yeah, so there'll be these endpoints that we'll be using. For example, if you want to create a driver, this will be a post request, right? So, so for example, just click on that link and you can see all of the attributes that you can send, right? So and the same goes for the trips. This is the maintenance. Do you remember, guys, for that a vehicle, and then trips for the driver, for example. Yeah, so for example, this one is when you want to complete the maintenance, and also whenever you want to complete the trip, for example. You need, for example, this driver ID and the trip ID. So here, if you guys zoom in, like these 2 dots means that this driver ID should be dynamic, right? So for each driver, there should be a unique ID and a unique, for example, trip ID, right? So it makes sense. What else? Yeah, so this, as I mentioned, I will share this document, and it's available for you guys just to, and you can play around with this API. So for our team 1, so we'll be using team1/API and the name of the resource. The resource is, for example, these drivers, issues, trips, etc. So just replace this resource with something else, like drivers, for example, right? And you're good to go. Like, for example, here I mentioned with drivers, vehicles, good. And also we will be using the authentication. So you cannot just directly use this API. Yeah, you need to provide the token. This is just to secure ourselves. Yeah. So for example, here I have given one quick example how you can use this token. Yeah, just to authorize your request into the server. So for example, this is just an Axios, or you can use a fetch, doesn't matter. Yeah, in this optional header, you can specify the authorization and your token, for example. I can show you the quick demo on that. So for example, I'm using a tool called the Postman to do that. So this is basically the how to close this. Okay, okay. So this is basically the API tool that you can use, right? So for example, if I want to see a list of vehicles, right? Like for the team 1, for example. Yeah. So let me. Yeah, here I've specified my authorization with some token. And if I send a request, as you can see, I received a bunch of data, right? So for example, this vehicle, yeah, I see there's some stuff updated here, but yeah. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the Postman, guys, I suggest to download and just play around with the API, see what you can do, right? So what else? Yeah, so and Here I also shared some API usages. So like, for example, if you hit this endpoint and provide this header, you will get this kind of response, for example. Yeah, so like, and like get drivers, get vehicles. Yeah, and this one was, where is that? Yeah, I had a specific endpoint for the search, which I wanted to show. Let me see. Yeah, looks like I have deleted, but it's not here, but you can do something like this, for example. This is for the sorting, but you can do something similar. Instead of sort, you can say queue or search. I don't remember by heart, but we will do that later if you have some time. But yeah, you can, for example, assort some attribute by this direction, you know, and yeah, bunch of endpoints, guys. So just let me know if something is not working. I can quickly go ahead and update. But for now, I think we should be good on this API. Do you have any questions? Okay, so if everything is clear, yeah.
So it's gonna be one project for like internship, and the target is that to finish it before the Christmas.
No, before the new year, I believe, because before the
Yeah.
Christmas, I'm not sure we have enough time. But let's see. Yeah, if we can do it before Christmas, yeah, that would be awesome. But yeah, let's do it before yeah. I think do you know, guys, about when your cohort finishes? Do you remember? So we can target on that. So
There's some classes been some classes is skipped, so
okay, it says till December 27th. Yeah, technically this is our last class, but we'll see, but maybe we can take maybe one more week here and take it after New Year, but let's see. Cool. So what else? And here are some notes. So as I mentioned, building such project from scratch in 6 weeks with the complexity of real project is not feasible. Therefore, we decided that you start from the big project template and make the tool out of it. This will learn how to navigate the large projects and update the production code. Good. So as I mentioned, guys, like in the beginning, up until now, you've been small projects, right? Every week, maybe every day. And this is a good opportunity to work on the same project for the next 5 to 6 weeks. Okay, and also this is a template or the starter code. There'll be a bunch of code written already for you. So your task is basically to navigate through the large code base, okay, and update the existing production code basically. Okay, because once you start working, guys, in the as a software developer, trust me, like 99% of chance that you will be working on something existing, right? You will not be creating something from scratch. Okay, and this is a good opportunity for you to actually learn how to navigate through the large code base. Okay, so try to practice that. Like I share the GitHub repository, yeah, this one. So we will be using this repository, so which you'll use it. So you click on this button called the use this template and click create a new repository. So we'll discuss quickly the role. Okay, so there'll be basically 2 roles each sprint in your team, guys, who will be responsible for making sure that Jira, for example, is up to date, and everyone is working basically. So basically, a role called the team lead. Okay, if you heard about it or not, but this is a person basically who will be making sure, like, in every daily stand-ups that everyone has something to work on, no issues, etc. Okay, so that person at the beginning, he will create a repository in his own GitHub account, or you can use even this SATEC school account like you have been doing. But I would suggest to create it, on your maybe personal account, Okay, so this is the starter code. Also, yeah, so this is the documentation. Okay, so for example, change something in this template. Okay, so yeah, so if you're curious, like, you can just quickly check on this documentation and our basically rules and project details. So as I mentioned, our internship will last 5 to 6 weeks, depending on the work. Okay, so how far we go, and we are, as a team, obligated to follow the Scrum and Agile methodology, right? So, and not following this methodology would fail the internship if you present the final project. So as I mentioned, like, and some of you mentioned as well, the project is like not something rocket science new, right? So it's it does make sense. You have used the React so far, maybe the material UI as well, right? So our idea is basically to learn as well how to use this Agile and Scrum methodologies, like, and how to use the software called the Jira. Okay, so that's the one of the main targets as well. Cool. And also, if you remember, I told you in the Scrum methodology, there's something called the daily syncs or daily stand-ups, right? So something like, which picture was that? Yeah, I think this is this one. Yeah, so here, once your sprint is started, so you'll have daily stand-ups or daily calls every day. Can be there in the morning or before and after class. Yeah, so when you sit down with your team and discuss. Okay. I would say 3 main points. So the first one is what have you worked yesterday? So this is important. And the second one is what are you planning to work on next? Can be either this week or tomorrow or today. And also any blockers. Okay, because sometimes you might stuck on something and you want to raise those kind of questions or issues you having, in the daily stand-ups. Okay, this is a must to do. And if you're still stuck or no one knows in the team how to do that, leave it on our Tuesday classes. So when we will have opportunity to discuss the blockers as well. Okay, so we'll see what we can do. And this is also a good note. So daily stand-up is, I would say, required, not optional. So please guys come up with some date, and also if you miss a daily stand-up without kind of discussing, with your tech leads or someone from your team beforehand, it's not a good sign. Okay, so because I would say it's a lack of discipline, because you're not working alone. That's the main point, right? So you started this project as a team. You remember, guys, here, and when the sprint is started, your contribution, your input is valuable, right? Because just imagine, for example, you have picked up one ticket to work on, and you just disappeared for a couple of weeks. And do you see the issue here, guys? So the sprint will not be completed, right? So the idea of the sprint, that it should be completed within a given period, like either 1 week or 2 weeks. Okay, so it should be completed. And if there are any stuff that are not completed yet, there is a chance still you can kind of move it to the next sprint. But I would say not to do that. Because when you start your sprint, you discuss with the team what you can deliver, what you can actually work in this sprint, yeah. And then if you disappear, just imagine some people thinking that you are working on some feature that you are required, right? But if you disappear, you failed kind of your team as well, right? Because your team relies on you. So please be proactive. That's why I'm asking if you have some kind of, I know, like, guys, it's not like a paid internship. Ideally, I hope that it was paid, but given the fact that it's not paid internship, I know we all have like a family, and we all have our stuff to do as well. But for the next 5 to 6 weeks, I would ask you guys to let your team maybe know that sometimes some issue happen. That's for sure. Nothing is constant, right? So that's why, please be proactive and let your team know as soon as you can. Yeah, so, and this is a rough sprints or epic stories that I have highlighted. Okay, so, and it can vary team to team, but I was initial planning that 1 week we dedicate to the deployment and the sign up portion. So if you remember, the deployment is basically whenever you push your code, we want to deploy it automatically to the production. Okay, so this is some configuration stuff. Okay, so let's target it as a 1 week work, and then these two main portions, like the vehicle and maintenance, drivers and trips. Initially I was thinking to give like 2 weeks for each. Okay, so this one can be done a bit quicker, I believe, but for now, let's do it for 2 weeks in this one and for the drivers as well. And this is basically the last part, is like a cooldown period. If you have some bugs in the production, if something is not working, at the end we just dedicate, if you have some time, 1 week to just to kind of clean up the mess, right? After, if there are any, hopefully there won't be any. Cool. Any questions, guys? Let me know. I haven't heard from Sultan or Bigimai. Please, guys, let me know if you have some questions, concerns. Okay.
Okay, right now I don't questions. I think in the
Okay.
process it will be.
Cool. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so and as you can imagine, like these epics, as I mentioned, or like a sprint, these are like a big points, bigger points, yeah. And each one of these will have multiple tasks. Yeah, do you remember in the Scrum methodology, I mentioned this something called a product backlog, where you will have a bunch of small tickets piled up, like, you know, and so, and at the end of every week, your team must deliver a demo of what has been done on the last sprint. The order of epics must be done as and cannot be swapped. Okay, this is important as well. You cannot start with this one right away. Okay, we have to start from here. The order is important, so that's the thing. Yeah.
About that part, every week of your team must deliver by the demo. Does it mean like just one member of team just gonna show like he's just branch what he's done?
No, so you ideally one person, like the tech lead, he will share his screen and demo the production, not like a local host on each, because ideally when you complete the sprint, you know, when you start working, you should merge your code into the master branch, right? And that master branch gets deployed to the production, and everyone should be able to see it on production right away. Like you shouldn't wait until the demo, okay? You should, once you complete your task, just go ahead and do the code review and just merge it right away. Okay, don't wait until the demo, okay? Like every day, if you're working on something, finish it on your branch, create a pull request, and if you get the approval, just merge it right away, okay? And in the demo, ideally, we will have a person called a tech lead. Or is this the teach lead? No, it's a tech lead. Tech lead will be basically doing a demo. Okay, so he will share his screen basically and tell us like, hey Said, or hey team, this week was, for example, it was a productive one. We did a lot of work. For example, we have done this functionality. For example, if you talk about like, for example, here, yeah. So even small changes as well, guys. Okay, that the complexity is not the point here. The idea is basically to get this flow. You know, I just want you guys to get this feeling. You know, just that working the team, the general, how to say, a vibe, right? So that's the main idea. Yeah, so we do this kind of a demo. So, and this tech lead, you can, it shouldn't be one person like for the whole internship. So I would encourage you guys to give it a try. Okay, so for example, 1 week, I don't know, someone like Davut, you can be a tech lead, or next week or next sprint, Aziza can try to be a tech lead. Yeah, just to see, guys, okay, how it's actually like to work in a team. Okay, so this is good opportunity, so that's why I encourage that. So I don't see Big Mice here. I remember Big Mice sent me the, okay, I'll update it. This one. Okay. So that's the tech lead's responsibility for this week. So who wants to be a tech lead for this week? So your responsibility will be basically to use this template, create the repository on the GitHub, and invite your teammates into the project. Yeah. Basically like the coordination, you know. So so we can we'll come back to these guys who will be the next tech lead and stuff like that. Okay, but for now, let me just finish this one quickly. Yeah, and ideally we also have a person called a project manager or Scrum person. Okay, so that will be a kind of a person, Scrum Master, we call them. So the tech lead will be basically more kind of responsible for the technology, like the tech side of the thing, you know. But the Scrum Master will be mostly working on the Jira, you know. So let me just show you quickly the Jira. Okay, so you remember, guys, I told you at the beginning, like we'll have this kind of project set up, and there'll be like 4 columns. Okay, and this Scrum Master, this will be another person. He'll be, but first, let me do this. Let me split my screen. Do you remember here the Scrum methodology? I think it was here, right? Okay. Here, you remember, guys, I told you like we have a bunch of tickets and then we plan ahead and then start the sprint. And whenever your sprint is started, your board, so-called, your kind of dashboard or page in the Jira will look something like this. Okay, initially, all these small tickets will be on the first column, which is a to-do. Okay, and then, for example, let's say that this ticket is Davut is decided to work on. He will just open this ticket and assign it to himself. Or you can decide during the team who will work on what. But you assign yourself, and you see on this small icon on the bottom, your page, your face will appear like that, something like that. And then if you, for example, Davut started this ticket, for example, he will just drag and drop into the next column, which is in progress. You will just basically click on that, drag and drop to the next column. Make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, and then once you created a GitHub branch on your local, make sure that everything is working, you create a pull request. So this is the place where it's called the code review. Okay, so makes sense, guys? So this one is basically you create your branch locally, let's say. And this one is basically when you finish your work locally and create a pull request on the GitHub. Cool. So you move your ticket here now. So once you got some approval from your teammates, you just move it to the done. And our goal, ideally, move everything from to do into the done column. That makes sense? So why we do that is because we can clearly see, guys, you see who is working on what, and we don't step on each other, right? Because otherwise, if there was no such tool, guys, just imagine 5 person could work on this ticket at the same time, and it's a total waste of time, right? So that's the idea. So we just want to make sure that we're not stepping on each other. Everyone is working, and we can clearly see, guys. Okay, so who is working on what? See? So that's the idea. Cool. And yeah, the same if your team gets blocked, expected that you should investigate the problem first on your own. Record all the solutions, discuss the problem with team members before reporting the block on Tuesday meetings to say, okay, so this is just basically yeah, just try searching the issue on your own first and try some possible solutions, solutions, yeah. So, and if nothing's worked, then reach out to someone. Okay, because this is good practice, okay? Because if something is not working, don't just, I would say like, you know, just spend some time, maybe like 5-10 minutes, understand at least what's happening here, what's the problem, how could it be improved, yeah? that's the idea of the engineer, right? Developer. So we as a developer are learners at the beginning, at the like first step. Yeah. So we try to learn something like by analyzing, by debugging the issue, right? So that's why please investigate on your own, record all possible solutions you tried, and then discuss with some teammates as well. Cool. So I think the rules and the plan should be clear. And these are some of the technologies that we will be using. So as I mentioned, nothing rocket science, like almost familiar to you guys up till now. So React, the main guy, so Redux toolkit. So don't worry guys. So next week you will cover, and I will cover also like shortly the Redux toolkit. So this is just a extension for the Redux, you know. You can try to watch on your own, but I will show you quickly how we'll be using it, okay? And yeah, we'll be using material UI and the library called yup.
Is it
So
validation, right?
yep, exactly. So you remember like when we have task, for example, to add the driver or vehicle, we have a bunch of inputs, right? So you can use the yup to add some kind of validation that on that. Cool. Yeah, and yeah, so we will be using a Jira to learn how to create, use tickets, right? And yeah, so we will be using Agile Scrum methodology. So we run a sprint and a stand up. So do you remember the guys sprint? So and stand up. So and yeah, so we will be using a yarn, not NDM, not NPM, as a package manager. And yeah, you can also see what's the difference between NPM and yarn. You can try to Google, but quickly, as far as I know, like the difference is not that much. So this yarn, I believe, was created by Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. This is just a faster version of NPM, I would say. But they work pretty similar, so we'll be using a yarn, just letting you know. Yeah, so and all the material UI. So we will be using the version 4. You can check out the documentation on that. And good. And yeah, and we will be using this Google service called the Firebase to implement the login and the registration part as well. Yeah, and the Postman, I showed you guys. Yeah,
Say,
and authentication, yes.
are you gonna teach us how to use the Firebase?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, everything will be in the ticket. Yeah, so it's really straightforward. I also shared the videos as well, like how to do that. But as I mentioned, like this will not be using a Firebase like 100%. We'll be using just a small portion of it. Like you don't have to know, you don't have to be a kind of Firebase expert to get started, okay? So everything is laid out in the ticket, so I will share in a moment. But yeah, otherwise, guys, I hope the goal, the project is kind of makes sense, okay? So I really want you guys from you to be persistent, not to give up. Like, okay, it's I know 5-6 weeks. It's not the short time. Also, guys, be proactive. Okay, don't just sit down and wait that someone will reach out to work on something yet. Be proactive. Like once you finish work, go ahead and pick up something from the to-do, okay? If you can, for sure. Okay. And in the daily stand-ups, share some findings you learned as well, you know, so that you can maybe help someone else, you know. But yeah, so let me see what else. Cool. I hope kind of makes sense, guys, but let me know if you still have any questions. But for now, let me just quickly share this link with you. Yeah, but as I mentioned, guys, so this week will not be coding at all. Like this will be more like a administration part, okay? Like making sure everyone can access the repository, you know, making sure that you create a Jira account and then invite your teammates, you know, like this kind of administration stuff. Okay, that's why I'm changing one like couple things here in the dashboard, but until we start working on this project, that everything should be prepared for that. Okay, don't worry if you see some small changes here. Okay, what else? Yeah, I think I should be covered everything. Let me see if I miss anything here. Yeah, and one more note, guys. Yeah, so the way our Tuesday classes work is, as I mentioned in the beginning, we will dedicate a good portion of time, like I hope, when we can discuss, you know, like your progress, okay? What things are working. If you have any questions, we will demo maybe up to like, I don't know, maybe 1 hour. Okay, so I hope we can do that within an hour. Okay, and the second hour, I will share like Git essentials. Like I will teach you like how to merge conflicts. This is something outside, guys. Like initially, this was not planned, but I decided to add it just to help you guys to improve your Git and GitHub skills. Okay, because this is essential once you start working. Okay. Because for the developer, if the developer doesn't know how to use properly GitHub and Git, it's not good. Okay. This time, every developer is like, you know, by design, I would say, should know. And I dedicated some time every week for you guys to help you. Like we will go through like some scenarios, when to use git merge, git rebase. I will show you like different merging strategies, you know, like for example git rebase, etc. Okay, so this is something also good to know, just letting you know beforehand. But yeah, I know guys, so many information. Yeah, you might be tired already. But yeah. If any questions, guys, let me know.
The overall everything's looks the doable. The only
Yeah,
the GitHub conflicts I think is gonna be since
yeah,
we had
exactly.
a lot of like team projects.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking about the conflicts. So
Yeah, that's a really good point, you know, because when you work on alone, there won't be any conflicts. Even sometimes there could be, but yes, good question. Like when you work on team, you have conflicts. That's like 100%, guys. Okay, that's why I dedicated this time like to help you how to do that properly. Yeah, how people do that, you know, and share some tips and tricks from my experience. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so if it sounds good, guys, let's take a short break. Okay, so in the next hour, like I will in 10-15 minutes we should be done. Like after the short break, I will share. I will show you quickly how you can get started with the Jira, how to register, how to, for example, create use this template to create your repository, okay, on your machine. So for that, so let's just take a 10 minutes break for now. And then once we come back, so we should be really done really quickly, actually. Okay, if sounds good. So let's see. Okay, so see you guys then in 10 minutes. And then we will finalize our today class then. Cool. See you guys. Okay, so let's finish our today class. Just here, let me. Yeah, okay, so I'm audible. Yeah. Okay, the reason I asked the GitHub for each of you guys, it's for that. So once you have elected the tech lead and Scrum Master, they will basically go ahead and create a new repository and invite you, okay, to that repository to work on together. Okay, what is that? Yes. And for this week, as of like to work on mostly like administration, just getting set up. Who wants to be a tech lead, guys? Who wants to try it? Any volunteers? So just once again, so you'll basically create a repository, invite each of your teammates, and create a Jira as well, Jira account, I would say. Anyone?
The creating Jira account, but like by our own email and all the stuff, right?
Create Gmail. You mean creating Jira? Yeah. So you basically, as I did, like you can use your Gmail or some other emails, or you can create it on your own. And yeah, and then you just go here, like the 1 second. Yeah, actually here. Yeah, this Jira. So you'll create that, like try on, for example. Yeah, and then you can give a name for your team. Like I don't know, we can say 24/7 cohort, like for example. Yeah, and it's free up to 10 users, and we can get started. Okay, so actually, you know what? Let me do that for you quickly. Okay, I will create this Jira account for you, and your task is basically to set up the repository, and also guys, if you follow this README, you should be able to install the project and run it locally, basically. Okay, so specifically, we will be using a Node version 16 for this project. Yeah, later on at the end, if you have some time, we can upgrade this Node version as well. Because currently I believe it's Node version 23 already, so it's pretty outdated, but it's still not too bad, I would say. It's still running. Yeah, so you do that by installing the Node version 16 like this, using the brew. Or if you're using an NVM, who's using NVM, guys, to install the Node? Anyone?
I honestly don't remember how we installed it already.
Okay, so
We installed a couple months, 2 months ago, or
okay, so that's fine. So is everyone using a Windows here? Guys, let me know.
Yeah, I'm using Windows.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
Guys, then for users like Windows, like go ahead and click on this link and install the Node as well, like version 16. Or you can even type in the Google specifically this version. Okay, once you do that, you just run yarn install. No, first you have to run this command to install the yarn, and then you run yarn install. That's it. And then if you type yarn start in your terminal, the new page should open on localhost 3000, and it will be something similar to this page. Okay, so just one more time, guys. I will share. Yeah, I think who wants to be a tech lead, guys? Let me know. I will invite you to this template, and then so that you can create the repository and invite your teammates here.
By creating repository, you mean we have to fork it, or
No, it's a template. It's you just click on this button. It's just one button click. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Like this, for example, I click. Yeah, this using this template, you will select your owner. Like, for example, if I create it on my own, and then I can create it like internship. I can give you any name, 24/7. Right, so give some description and make it private if you want, or public. Okay, and then you just click here, create a repository, and kind of works as a fork, to be honest, yeah, but the same idea. Okay, let me check if this one is done. Let's continue. Yeah, let's call our project on Jira cargo fleet. Okay, so yeah, as I mentioned at the beginning, we will have 4 columns: to do, in progress, and let's add one more, which is called the code. Review. Okay, so I'll just put this one here. Okay, so yeah, let me why this is. Cool. So I can invite you guys. So here, let me yeah, if you can quickly share your emails, guys, here maybe, so that I can invite you. So you should receive some invitation to join this team. Okay. Yeah, if you can share your emails here, so I can invite you, so we can get started. Please do so. Meanwhile, so let me select someone. So let me, if no one wants to be a tech lead for this week, actually, let me make a lottery.
I sent my email.
Okay.
See.
Okay, so number of items to pick, just one. Okay, so it's a moment of truth. don't blame me if you are the tech lead for this team, but for this week. So, but yeah, let's go ahead. Yeah, I think Aziza, if
Oh
you're
no,
okay.
no.
No. It's as I mentioned, this week will be more like introductory. So you'll like no.
Kind of like, I'm sorry, but I joined another bootcamp, so like, I mean, I joined the backend, and for me it would be very difficult to both. So it would be great if one of the guys like Dawood has more experience, like leading, or Maksat, or
Okay. Well, let me try one more time then. Yeah, it's, let me try. Let me refresh the page. Yeah. If Big Mice here.
Oh no. Let's Davut be a tech lead, a team lead for.
Okay, if Davut is not against, yeah, Davut, I can make you then teammate, okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
if,
all I just need to create the repo and invite the other guys, and that's it.
yeah, that's it. Like as I
Okay.
mentioned, nothing. But guys, please share your email. Okay, so we have someone here. Yes, Sultan shared already. Good. And 2 more emails, guys. Please go ahead. From Dawood, I think it is Big Mai and Sultan. We're missing from Aziza. Okay, thank you. And I think one more. It's Maksat, I think. Maksat, if you're here, please.
Said is one question, like Dawood is gonna be team leader, and so he's gonna also divide which part we are gonna do, like
No, as I mentioned, this week you'll not be working on any projects. Like you remember, like we'll not be implementing anything. This week will be mostly like making sure that everyone has access to GitHub repository. They can install it locally and then make it run. Okay, so will not be work. So the work will start from the next week.
okay.
Okay.
Yes, like I mean when it starts. So then you're gonna divide, or who's gonna divide?
No, you'll be doing it. So we can do it also after the demo, So, and ideally, so you remember this step? It was called which one was that? Yes, it was here, right? So this is called the sprint planning. So we can do that actually before or after the classes, like I mean the before or after the demos. Okay, so for this sprint together, like for at the beginning, we can do that. That's okay. Okay, but the task for this week, as I mentioned, let me actually, Dawood, I will add you to this dashboard template so we can create a repository. Okay, so let me grab your and there was the settings. Give me a second. Okay, Daud, please check your email. So you should get the invitation, and if you accept it, you should land on this page and then click on use this template and create your repository and let me know. Okay,
Yep.
Daud, if you were able to create it. Yeah, thank you. No. Let's see. I think Marsat is not, maybe it's not here anymore. Marsat, if you're here, please share your email. I can invite you to the Jira.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe he's away actually, so let's see. Yeah, so I will allow these site users to invite other people. So it looks like you can guys invite Maksat once he's back, maybe once he shares his email. But yeah, I will add you guys for now. Please check your email.
Said,
Yeah.
I get the email, so should I create it right now?
Yeah, please.
How you guys want to create the repo? 24/7?
What is that?
I'm asking how you guys want to like name the repo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can say cargo fleet 24/7. That's okay.
Cargo fleet 24/7.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Yeah. In the meanwhile, I'm also gonna share these documents on the Slack channel, guys, with you. And I will pin it actually just to not forget. Okay, so what else is needed from my end? Okay, so let's see.
Said,
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the button where I can invite the other guys.
Oh, I think you just go to the settings. And there should be like similar to this, I think collaborators, I believe it's called. Did you
Okay.
find?
Yep.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Marsat. I will add you as well. Yeah, we got Marsat as well on board, so let's add him as well.
And the people. Okay. So I have it's
Cool. So I think I have added everyone. Yeah, please check your emails, guys, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm just kidding. Okay. So were you able to do that, Davut? Let me know. If not, we
Yes, I'm
can
trying to
share
invite
screen.
the other
Nice.
guys. So I tried to find the Aziza, but I cannot find the Azizas. I think something wrong with it.
Oh, let me
I
see.
cannot find anyone.
Oh, did you type this username only or just
Yeah, I tried the username. Give me 1 second. I
yeah,
invite.
just try the username, not the
Yeah.
HTTPS.
I invite the Maxato already. Okay, 8 people. Also Aziza. Super. Oh. Aziza, did you get the email?
From where?
From GitHub. I sent you invite you to the repo.
1 second. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I sent all of them. 4 people. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, as I mentioned, guys, for this week, not much. So please make sure you can actually run the code on locally. Okay, so that's the main point here. That's the main part for this week. And starting from the next week, we will start creating the tickets and start working on these features, okay? And also, guys, when you clone the code locally, just try to understand it, okay? Just try to change something somewhere and try to see if you know how the code works, you know, just to get some idea about the code. If you can do that, that would be much easier for you the next weeks, okay?
Yeah.
Any questions?
No
Cool.
question.
No questions.
Yeah, I hope usually when no questions, either nothing is makes sense or I was so good. I hope the last one. But yeah, thank you guys for your time. So glad to see, glad to be here. I hope we can learn something, right, for the fun in the next 5 to 6 weeks. Yeah. And I hope to see you next week then on Tuesday. Okay, we'll discuss our next steps.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
See you.
Cool. Yeah, thank you guys, and see you then tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.